to have worked well with tropical marine species, at least for abalone and seaweeds, as crops of high value. Abalone is a highly in-demand gourmet food, and the rich seaweed gracilaria and eucuma are also sources of phytochloids, agar, and carrageenan in various applications. And when integrated into an IMTA system, this species can be a good source of livelihood for coastal communities. So finally, the IMT concept should be therefore promoted in the Philippines as an environmentally sustainable concept of aquaculture, which could provide our Filipino brothers and sisters a good source of livelihood. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I will not be using any PowerPoint presentation because the PowerPoint was just sent to us very late. So here are my comments about the two papers. Now, on the paper of Sir Moji, protective spawning areas and impact on land reclamation and fisheries. Now, the importance on biodiversity and the rank of the Philippines on biodiversity was being spelled out by Sir Moji, which also give us pride as one of the mega diverse country in the whole world in terms of marine biodiversity. Now, he also pointed out our rank as seaweed provider of the whole world. We rank third, and we are all happy for that or proud of that. Then another is that there are other species that are unidentified, and it gives us honor to those Filipino scientists who may discover those new species, and we can also be proud of that. So the graph presented by Dr. Santos on the decline of cats is very alarming to all of us. Despite of being a mega diverse country. Now, there are also threats on the coral reefs of the Philippines, in which the Philippines, being the center of endemism, is really affected. Another situation is that fisher folk remains to be poor despite of the situation living in a mega diverse country, and the fishery closure during spawning season is a good move to protect spawners as well as the youngs to grow. This was revealed that there were several dates or months where the Philippine seas, like for instance Visayan Sea, the close season is November 15 to February 15, then Zamboanga Peninsula from December 1 to March 2, and the rest of the seas throughout the Philippines. Now, the fishery resources and ecological assessment is a good move in order to find out the environmental conditions of our fishery resources. At least there is the comparative data with that of the previous to the present to aim at a decision on what to do if environmental discrepancies occur. The diverse biomass in Manila Bay is also presented, wherein there is only 7% remaining from 1947 to 2015. So very alarming situation also is that the seafloor of Manila Bay is biologically dead, and fishings of sardines are also releasing, and reclamation projects are going on. Okay, so my comments. Closed season is a scheme of preserving or perpetuating the resources, especially high-value species. Now, this is very good, but it depends on the political will of the leader. Because it happens in Camotes, because I am from Camotes, we have Marine Protected Area who won the best managed MPA in the year 2012. But as we go on with our follow-up studies together with our students, now recently it collapsed because of the onset of a new set of political leaders. Because they are not so concerned of the seas. So that's what I am pointing out, because the political will of the leader has something to do on the closure and implementation of all the Republic Act 8550 or the fishery laws. Now, there are so many. Now, it was found out also that there is heavy exploitation of fishing grounds. So there is overfishing, and there is that situation wherein the people or the fisher folks have too much dependency on fishing. Now, this is because during close season, there is no alternative livelihood being offered by the people, by the fisher folks, in order that they will have still other income to make other than fishing. So I have observed this also in Camotes. Now, restoration of prison habitats and protecting spawning cycles using PCRA is another one that was pointed out by Sir Moji. Now, this concept is also very good because it empowers our people to share or to be active in fishery conservation. But one thing is that there is that dole-out mentality of most of our Filipinos taking into consideration the Camotes condition. Now, people, once they are involved in a certain activity, they are expecting something to get or in return. Okay? Now, for the paper of Dr. Largo, Integrated Multi-Tropic Aquaculture Tropical Species in Southern Cebu, now, yes, it's true that you are dependent on fish capture fisheries in the last few years, but and also that aquaculture is the answer of the problems on food security. Now, the integrated multi-trophic aquaculture concept is really good because it involves various species of aquatic organisms who may subsist or use the fecal matters or waste, both organic and organic. Okay. Now, the IMTA concept is so good since it is found to be feasible and it gives very good income or profit to the farmers. However, here are my comments. One must be selective on the application or replication of IMTA since its cultivable species of fauna and flora have different environmental requirements. Like, for instance, Eucuma or Capapicus need fast-moving water for growth. Larger species have different environmental requirements. Assessment of the different habitats be made so as to comply habitat requirements of the culture organism before adopting the IMTA. Monitoring of the organisms be done to determine whether and other changes of environmental condition possibly or to counteract such force of nature. So overfeeding issues, activities are detrimental to the environment, must be addressed like adoption of food ration that are likely to be totally consumed by the cultured animals, and shifting to other feeding scheme or technique be made to lessen the feed waste. For instance, broadcasting method to a more stabilized food containers. With the paper of Dr. Muji and that of Sir Largo, we are going to choose whether it is fish or building, food security and economic security, Supreme Court, Bandamos or Executive Branch Directive, and many more. These are the things we are going to ponder. Now, one thing is that we do some resource valuation, putting price to the products and services of the environment for us to determine whether money is really needed for development or for conservation. So, with this, if we have so much money in our pocket and we have nothing to buy because of our depleted resources, I think it is for us to ponder. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much. At this point, we will be entertaining questions. Paper. Should we have paper? Villarreal of Nast. What are the common characteristics of spawning areas in the Philippines? Can spawning areas be developed in the Philippine seas?
Sir, isa sa mga common na characteristic is maraming primary productivity. An indication would be yung chlorophyll A. So, usually nandun, sir, maraming aggregation ng mga spawners at dun sila nangingitlog para ready po yung mga babies na may pagkain. So, artificial spawning areas, pwede po siguro, sir, for yung mga nakakulture na ng mga species. But for like small pelagics and tunas, it's still out in the wild.
So next question will be addressed to Dr. Largo. Can IMTA be used in the restoration of already highly polluted maricultured area? From Hono, question is from Jono Herbidalia, ERDBBCWERC.
I think it depends on the nature of the pollution in the area. If it's, for example, more of organic pollution, well, it is better to introduce more filter feeding organism or the Titus feeding organism. But if it's more of inorganic pollution, then it's also good to introduce more plant species, seaweed and maybe seagrasses, which can absorb the nitrogen and phosphorus, which are the main pollutants. So it depends on the pollution. But if both, of course, both inorganic and organic, then it's good to integrate those group of organisms I mentioned.
So next question is, again for Dr. Largo. IMTA, is this unaffordable by our meager income fishermen growers, the abalone and seaweed culture together, no? And then can this be easily introduced to our fisher folks? Where can we directly market abalones here in Cebu?
Okay, there should be a sort of investment there because you need to set up like a farm. Like in the picture I've shown you, there's a farm where you have a platform where you suspend your cages. That is for abalone, but if it's for fish like milkfish, bangos, the more that you will have to invest in terms of cages and in the feeds. The abalone was fed only with natural food, meaning the gracilaria, which is for in nature. We got our gracilaria from Lapu-Lapu City, where there are a lot of this seaweed growing, competing with latuk culture. I don't know if you have gone to Lapu-Lapu in Calawisan. They grow latuk there in fish ponds, and they also having problems with gracilaria. So it's better that we remove the gracilaria and use them as feed. That's natural, but for formulated feeds, those used in Bangos, then that will be a big investment. But of course, the return of investment is also very high. So I know in Ronda, I think they harvest almost every month, every 2 months.
So is there other question? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, please.
Well, and this time we're all talking about physical. And everybody here. Okay. Okay. Division campus again here. And all of us now here are centering our focus on species, on systems, development of systems, but we forgot the human manpower. During this spawning season, the extreme months, during the integration of agriculture and changes of species, it takes a year. Where does the farmer and the fisherman get his food? What is his source of livelihood? And this was mentioned by one of the discussants. Therefore, my recommendation here is for the leaders of the project or the BIFAR or whatever agency is to link up with TESDA to teach the farmers some form of skills, just like the farmers when it is off-season. They have a tricycle, they drive the tricycle, they go into construction and other land activities. How about the fisherman? He has no land to till. Therefore, we should develop the skill in him so that he will get. And let us talk also to women, to wives, what are they doing to help him during the so-called spawning season. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Just want to clarify, those big fishing, close fishing areas, ano po yun? Commercial fishers po ang pinagbabawalan, yung malalaking boats po. So yung municipal fishermen are actually not prohibited to fish. In fact, based on our studies, is sila yung maunang nakikinabang. Because when the commercial fishers go out, sila yung nakakahuli na ng isda. And some of the effects that we've seen is that dahil dumami yung mga, for example, sardines, dumadami din yung mas malalaking isda dun sa tabi. Bakit po? Kasi yun po yung yung mga sardinas, yun po yung pagkain ng tuna at ng mga tanigi. So, meron pong nakikitang benefit kagad doon sa mga municipal fisher po. Now, meron pong apektado yung pong mga nakasakay sa boat. Tama po yun. Yung mga nakasakay sa boat ng mga fisherman, yun po yung nawawala ng job for 3 months. And ina-address na rin po yun. We've been trying to link with, tama po yung TESDA, DOLE, na how to access training. And even po yung mga, like in Zamboanga, even po yung mga owners, mga fishing boat owners and canneries. And nagpo-provide na rin po ng some sort of assistance to them. Like, I think, nagtatanim po sila ng rubber trees. Tapos binabayaran po sila doon sa pagtatanim. So meron pong mga ganon. But of course, marami po pong kailangan gawin. Pero so far po, I think with some more work, the system is okay.
Okay, so we'll be entertaining last.
If I can add to that,
sorry.
In mariculture, because the 3 species integrated in the IMTA will not have the same harvest time. Abalone will take a year, but the seaweed can be harvested every month. So there will be some sort of livelihood still for the farmers. And if you have seaweeds that are available every month, it's either you sell the seaweed or you use something from the seaweed. Like you can actually make seaweed as a soap. Paligo. I know that in Zanzibar, I came from Zanzibar a week ago. And the women farmers, they are women. They are the ones doing the aquaculture, the seaweed aquaculture there. During lean months, when they don't harvest seaweed because there's a problem there also, diseases, they harvest the seaweed, those that are still existing, and use them for soap making. They make soap hinihinis sabaw yung sabon niya.
So,
Yeah, so that's their additional income for, yeah, it becomes their main livelihood during green season. So we can also do the same in our case in the Philippines.
yeah, I think it will also answer his question. Why did you choose abalone and seaweed? I think he answered already that question. So we still have a lot of questions here, but unfortunately we don't have enough time. So I'm just gonna give your question to our speakers, and maybe you can approach them later for them if you have any questions. So I would like to call in our acting president, Dr. Academician Diary, and also Sir Paradela, our director, to give our token of appreciation and certificates to our speakers and discussants, and also to our doctor. Sir Ed, are you here? No? Sir Jess? Sir Jess, please do come here. So, Sir Paradela is represented by Sir Water. For our first speaker, our second speaker. A round of applause, please. Dr. Lardo from San Carlos, University of San Carlos. Galambati Campus. Thank you, sir. And then to our discussant, Dr. Tanduyan. Also to our rapporteur, Dr. Rita. And lastly for me. Very much, and really appreciate all your attention. So we'll be proceeding with our next session.
Good afternoon. I'm supposed to be moderator for session 3. Session 2 already used up about 15 minutes of our time. So we expect that our session will be extended also. Okay, just some guidelines for speakers. Our speaker, Ms. Lisa Acunda Cuevas, will discuss clean water and sanitation in fishing. This session, discussant is Dr. Resurrection Zapada, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, University of the Philippines. The rapporteur for this session will be Engineer Tristan Abonda of the Provincial Science and Technology Center of Cebu, Region 7, Department of Science and Technology. Ms. Lisa A. Acunda Cuevas is Supervising Environmental Management Specialist, Water Quality Management Section, and Environmental Quality Management Division of the Environmental Management Bureau, Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Ms. Cuevas is a registered research person of the Environmental Impact Assessment and Management Division of the Environmental Management Bureau. Ms. Cuevas was a member of the House Committee on Ecology, Technical Working Group on the development of Republic Act number 9275, which is Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, and also coordinator of the development of the implementing rules and regulation of the law. She was program director of Manila Bay Monitoring Program and a member of the National Red Tide Task Force chaired by
Please, school